You need to start doing this as soon as possible. Act 3 just released yesterday, and it made every seasonal weapon way better and easier to get. So in this video, I'm going to go over all the changes and how you can farm for these ultra strong weapons even as a solo player. I'm Marshix and I make Destiny 2 guides for solo players. If you enjoy, all I ever ask for is just a like on the video. Also, I'm live right now at twitch.tv/MarshixPrime, and I'm going to be helping anyone farm for these weapons, so come farm with me. After you finish this video, of course. So as of right now, we can unlock this really crazy update at the Shaping Slab. This will give all our pre-masterwork shiny weapons 3 perks in each column instead of 2. So if you aren't aware, all of the heresy weapons have a small chance to drop pre-masterworked with double perks, and they have an additional origin trait called Runneth Over, which will overfill your magazine whenever you reload near teammates. Since these have multiple perks, this makes them slightly better than the normal versions, and they're more likely to drop as a god roll since you have multiple perks to choose from. Now with the new upgrade, it becomes even easier to get a god roll since you're getting 3 perks in each column out of the 6 possible. So basically, whatever perk you're looking for has a 50% chance to drop, and it will have the extra origin trait, which is almost always better than the default one. Now the way you get this upgrade is by playing the game a lot. You need to do all the seasonal story up until Act 3, then you need to rank up the Shaping Slab to rank 15 for both of the paths. So the Path of Resolve has to be rank 15, and the Path of Ambition has to be rank 15. It took me all day yesterday to do this, but in the end, it was definitely worth it because look at this beauty. As far as I'm aware, there currently isn't a reputation cheese, so you just have to run the Nether over and over, or run the Court of Blades over and over. I mostly did the expert version of the Nether because I was also picking up these metastasized thingies, which can be turned into more reputation, and whenever I saw one of those taken balls fall on the ground, I made sure to pick them up because they also give reputation. And these drop like every couple minutes, so they start to add up fast. I was also doing expert difficulty because of adept weapons, which also had a change. Adept weapons will now drop more often the deeper you get into the Nether, and this is a noticeable increase. So the second and third rooms of the Nether will drop a lot more adepts. And Court of Blades, whenever you complete 13 bosses in one run, will also give you way more adepts more often. I even had multiple runs where I got 2 adepts, and I'll show a clip right here if I can find it. I had one run where I got a shiny weapon, an adept weapon, and a shiny adept weapon. Needless to say, I like the updated drop chances. And because I had the upgrade, it dropped with triple perks, and almost all of them are good. And one more change that these weapons got is the new seasonal mod. This will straight up increase your damage against Dread and Taken. No downside, no trade-off, just more damage. It appears to be a 15% damage buff, which is actually massive since it takes 0 setup and there's basically no downside. Obviously it only works on Taken and Dread, but those are all over the place nowadays, so you might as well use it. The weapons I'm currently grinding for are the shiny adept versions of the following weapons. The bow with dragonfly and destabilizing rounds to make lots of explosions, with repulsor brace as an alternate perk for certain void builds. The SMG with subsistence and hatchling to make tons of threadlings, with sword logic as an alternate damage perk. Psychopomp with ambitious assassin and rolling storm to get bolt charge and have 2 grenades at a time. And this stacks with Runneth Over, by the way, allowing it to hold 3 or sometimes 4 shots. Division with eddy current and volt shot for faster reloads and tons of chain lightning. And I'm not necessarily looking for anything else, but I won't complain if I get any of the others. That's actually a lie, I'll probably complain about it. Now, how have I been farming for these? Well, before, the best method was to activate your Tome of Want, then run only the first encounter of the Nether, or kill only one boss in the Court of Blades. That is no longer the case. Since the drops are now incentivizing, actually playing the game, you now need to actually play the game. So you want to run Expert Nether all the way to the end to get the best chances of adept weapons, and you want to speed kill all 13 bosses in Expert Court of Blades. And this week is the best time to farm Court of Blades if you plan on farming for any of the Act 2 weapons. This is because the current enemy rotation is Wrathborn Hive, which is by far the fastest and easiest. Just grab a Chaos Reach Warlock with Geomags and Coldheart, or a Thundercrash Titan with Curse of the Falling Star and Microcosm, and you'll be able to melt everything with minutes to spare. So how do you do this efficiently as a solo player? Well, technically you can't, but I did spend most of the day yesterday running this solo, and I just used Fireteam Finder with no mics to get random teammates just like matchmaking, and we never had any problems. Some teams were slower than others, but we never had any wipes, and we always got 13 bosses. So if you don't have anyone to run with you, I highly recommend using Fireteam Finder. Or if you don't have any luck with that, I'll make you a deal. I will be live on twitch.tv/MarshixPrime right as this video goes live, and I will carry you through whichever seasonal activity you want to do. Just hop in the chat, type !join to see how to join, and then we can farm these weapons together. Also, my Twitch chat is always dead, so you'll probably get in immediately. I'll link my Twitch in the top of the description, come hang out, and I plan on doing this every day this week, so if you want to farm, come farm. And it really helps to have those builds that I mentioned before, so if you want to see the full builds in depth, click on this video. Thanks for watching, I'm Marshix, and I'll see you next time.